Hey guys, so here's your guys' homework. Factoring the difference of squares, which is numbers 1 through 10. Okay, so for question 1. Now I wrote down the formula right there for you guys so that you guys can see it. So, we have two terms and their subtraction sign. So let's see if we can think of, all right, what times itself would give you guys 9x to the second, and minus what times itself would give you guys 1. So again, simple thing is you guys could take the square root of both of them separately, and that should help you. But if you didn't, you can also just think, okay, what times itself is 9x squared, which is 3x for that one. And for this one, it's 1. So we have our a and our b. Now just compare it to the formula. So our a plus b is going to be 3x plus 1 times 3x minus 1. Okay, number 2. All right, it looks like I could take the square root of both of those. So again, right, you can either do what times itself is 4n squared and what times itself is 49, or just take the square root of 4n squared, which is simply just 2n. So that was 2n, and what times itself would give you 49, and that would be 7. We have our a and our b value. So then just substitute it into the formula. To factor, our a plus b is 2n plus 7 and 2n minus 7. Okay, 3. So 36 and 1 can't factor out anything, so now let's just do difference of squares. So what times itself is 36k squared, and what times itself is 1. Now if you just take the square root of both of these, right, you can also see it that way as well. 6k and 1. This is our a, that's our b. So we have 6k plus 1 times 6k minus 1. Number 4. All right, same deal. Again, one way you guys could do it is just take the square root of both of these separately like that, if that helps you to figure out that that's p, and the square root of 36 is 6. And then you know what your a and b are. So then we have a plus b, which is p plus 6, and a minus b, which is p minus 6. Okay, number 5. This is the first one where if you look at the coefficients, right, 2 and 18, you can factor out a 2 from both of them first. And then you could go about the business of factoring this. So we have 2. What times itself is x squared, and what times itself would give you guys 9? And the answer is x and 3. So now we know what our a and b value are. I'll do it below it. So then we have 2 times our a plus b is going to be x plus 3 times x minus 3. Number 6. Okay. Now these we have bigger numbers, but what goes into 196 and 144? And it's 4. So we factor out a 4, and we are gonna get 49 n squared minus 144 divided by 4, 36, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so after you factor out a 4, now you have to think, okay, if I take the square root of both of them, right, that is probably the easiest way to go about it. Or you just have to think what times itself is 49 n squared, and what times itself would give you guys 36. And the answer is 7n and 6. So this is our a, and that's our b. And now we can just do 4 and factor into a plus b and a minus b. So 7n plus 6 and 7n minus 6. Okay. Number 7. Between 180 and 5, I can factor out a 5 from both. So 180 divided by 5, that is 36 m squared minus 1. Okay, so now we have to think, what times itself would give us 36m squared and what times itself would give us 1? And the answer to that is 6m and 1. So now we know our a and our b. So now it's 5 times our a plus b is 6m plus 1, and our a minus b is 6m minus 1. Number 8, between those two, I think 294. Okay, so 294 and we got 150. So we have to think of what goes into both of those. So between 294 and 150, you can go, the biggest number you guys can go into that one is 6. So you can factor out a 6, and you're going to get 294 divided by 6, which would give you 49 r squared. And 150 divided by 6 would give you guys 25. So now, okay, this is how I normally do it. If you just took the square root of this and with this, then that pretty much helps you guys to find your a and b value. So this helps me because, right, I know the square root of 49r. Well, square root of 49 is 7. So 7r and the square root of 25 is 5. Which is pretty essentially the same thing as what times itself would give you those numbers. So that's my a and b. And so 6 times our a plus b is 7r plus 5, and our a minus b is 7r minus 5. All right, number 9. I could factor out a 6 from both. So factor out a 6. And we're going to get 25k squared minus 36. Ask myself what times itself would give you 25k squared, and what times itself will give you guys 36. And the answer is 5k and 6. So this is going to be a, and that's going to be your b. So now we can factor it doing our a plus b. So our a is 5k, and our b value is 6. So 5k plus 6 and a minus b, which is 5k minus 6. And lastly, 10, between 20 and 45, I notice I can factor out a 5. So factoring out a 5 from both. 4a squared minus 9. And now we can factor this out. So what times itself would give me 4a squared? And what times itself would give us 9? So for 4a squared, 2a times 2a would give us 4a squared, and 3 times 3 would give you guys 9. That's your a and that's your b. So then factor 5 times our a plus b is 2a plus 3, and our a minus b is 2a minus 3. So that is your first homework assignment. Hopefully that makes sense, and the next video will be up for sum and difference of cubes. Okay, good luck.